Hi, I'm ReikiRobert and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about chakras and the chakra system. So before we really dive into each individual chakra, speaking about what they look like when they are underactive, overactive, just in a space of imbalance, rather than being really balanced and open, I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience of what I've learned about the chakras and how I got to where I am now. And also, I in no way claim to be an expert or the final stop or destination for your research. As far as spirituality, energy work, Reiki, the chakras, I am a student, a big time student in this space. I'm continuing to learn, and I'm really just happy to share my perspective and my understanding of the chakras and how energy moves within the body. So my journey into energy work, meditation, learning about the chakras and how we're really put together and run and store energy and experiences in our body. It was about two and a half years ago when I really started my own practice of journaling, of meditation, just an overall space of mindfulness and tuning in with myself at a deeper level, really checking out from the external reality, everything that is pulling my attention, these different directions, relationships, events, other distractions, but giving myself the space where those things are removed allowed me space to really go inside, to really see how I'm feeling energetically, physically, emotionally. And the longer I went, I started to learn more about the deeper levels and layers of us as human beings, as these energetic beings, and I wanted to find ways to improve my own energy and enhance my life. So I found some practitioners of Reiki, some other modalities such as biofeedback and NLP, and I started going through this process of having some facilitators help me remove some of the blocks, remove some of the baggage and some of the weight that I was carrying all through my body that I'd picked up through previous traumas in my life and really heavy emotions that I hadn't allowed myself to look at, process, release, or integrate. Through this work, I started to feel better personally. So as I kept learning, I gained a deeper understanding of the chakra system. So we all have 7 primary chakras that run through our body and help flow energy to all these different areas of our bodies. So at the very bottom, we have the root chakra. The color here is red. Then we have the sacral chakra, orange. Solar plexus chakra, yellow. The heart chakra is green and pink. The throat chakra is blue. The third eye chakra, indigo. And the crown chakra just above our head is coming in with a violet. So you might have noticed we are rainbows from the bottom to the top. And we really are. Each of the different chakras is related to different areas in your life. You might notice yourself feeling blocked in some certain way, maybe around relationships or finances or creatively or around love or vision for the future, some place you're trying to see yourself and where you're going in your life. And it might feel like it's not flowing, it's not really as easy or seamless as you want it to be, and know that things can be in your life. So I'm going to go one by one through the chakras, give you my perspective on what I think they feel like in a balanced state, and also some things to look for that might be a sign or indication of either overactive or underactive. First, we will talk about the root chakra. So to me, a balanced root chakra puts you in a space of feeling very grounded, very secure, very stable in your housing situation, within your relationships, with finances, physically within your body, are in a space that you really feel comfortable with. And of course, we can be growing and improving and moving towards an even better position in life, but that's what balance to me feels like in the root. And when I start to feel imbalanced, it's more of that ungrounded energy, not fully feeling comfortable to take up space, not sure where your stability and structure to kind of build the rest of your life on is going to come from, whether that is food or it's finances or the primary relationships in your life are really shaky and you don't feel secure in those. Seeing the root as the base, it really is. Once these things are secure and settled and grounded, it is much easier from that anchored position to build up in a much more stable, sustainable way. So some ways to help balance and support the root chakra. Number one would include going outside, actually getting into nature, ideally even barefoot. Take your shoes off, ground in. If you can get to the forest, get to the beach, get just outside on the grass or in the snow, I mean, wherever you can get to and actually get outside, that's a great way to ground yourself. Also, taking some time, through meditation and just breathing and being in your body to start to check in with your energy, with your emotions, with your body, and bring yourself into a more grounded space, out of the thinking mind, the analytical mind, just coming into presence with yourself. And from there, you'll really start to see what's going on in your life and hopefully be more empowered to move forward. The next chakra is the Sacral Chakra. So this is going to be like lower abdomen area, the womb space for women, the hips, even the lower back. So this is our Sacral Chakra. And this is our emotional center. It's very, very common for people to store emotions in their hips or through the lower back, all throughout this area. There's a lot of places that these old suppressed emotions, traumas, experiences, they can all be stored here. So you might notice some tightness, or sometimes you get a massage and things start to move and you release and have this full catharsis of this emotion that was stored there. So it's a very potent energy center and chakra. The Sacral Chakra, aside from being our emotional center, is also the source and the space of our creativity and our sexual energy, the fun, playfulness, adventure, passion. Everything here throughout the sacral is vibrant and alive and new, and this can come through in any way you find creative, if that's dancing or painting or singing or just trying something new or freestyling or doing something that really ignites you with your sensual or sexual energy, with yourself or with the partner, however that comes through, and you feel safe to express it. With good communication, you feel supported, received, reciprocated with in a way that feels healthy, that is in alignment with your desires, your wants, your needs. And to me, that shows as a balanced sacral chakra. An imbalanced sacral chakra can come through several different ways. I would say that shutting down these creative sides of yourself, these other facets of your life where you like to explore the creativity, the new projects or passions or hobbies, and if you don't let yourself. So when you're not allowing access to these parts of yourself, it is going to be a bit imbalanced. You're not really supporting and energizing this creative energy. Can also come through with impulsivity just around sexuality. I would say like either repressed or very impulsive and kind of out of control. So overactive or underactive. Yeah, a space of fear around there, or also just shut down through previous traumas. If anything has happened around that for you in your life, there can just be a lot of reasons that there's some heavy emotions and energies stuck in that area, kind of keeping you repressed. But know that we can always move forward and address these things, process, release, integrate, learn from them, give them love, and just help them move and help ourselves reclaim our power. And you can reclaim your power if you find you're blocked in any of these areas, really. Next up is the solar plexus. So just beneath the rib cage here, the solar plexus. I like to describe this as our center, just like the sun is the center of our solar system, and all of our planets are circling around. We go around the solar plexus. It is our sense of self and our center, and it's your self-esteem. It's really how you view your ability to operate powerfully in this world, meaningfully in this world, to follow through on your truth, on your path, on your direction, on your dharma, what you know that you should be doing in this life and what you want to do in this life, and knowing that you can do it. You can take care of yourself, you value yourself, you love yourself. And it's a space of empowerment. That is an illuminated, open, vibrant solar plexus. And to me, an imbalanced solar plexus can come through in different ways. If it's more overactive, it can be more of the ego, thinking that you are so bright, you are the center of everybody's life. You are the biggest sun around and want life and everyone else to orbit you. And you might think you're the center of the universe, but it's not really a balanced space because you're not. And an underactive solar plexus, to me, it just shows up as a space of doubt, of kind of fear that you just aren't enough and aren't going to make it and can't do the hard things. And you believe it when people tell you that you're not going to be successful, and they can tell you who you are. You're not embodying your truth, your really divine essence and alignment that you know is true for you and is empowered for you and is alive for you to step into and embrace. So letting other people tell you who you are and what to do, how to live your life, who to marry, what job to have, what school to go to, who to love or not love, what to believe in, what to do or not to do. You can take that power back for yourself, have it internally sourced, and find that balance within yourself, not letting others just come in and sway and shake and move you around and scatter you and fragment you and dim you and your light. So a good way to balance the solar plexus is to love on yourself, doing affirmations. You can speak to yourself in the mirror, tell yourself how awesome you are, because you are. Tell yourself how powerful you are, because you are. Tell yourself that you are a magnificent, conscious, creator being who can manifest their life to be exactly how they want it to be, because you are and you can. Next is one of my favorites. This is the heart chakra. So the heart chakra, as you can imagine, is the chakra of love, one of the most, if not actually the most powerful and highest vibration, emotion, and frequency in the universe. To me, I truly believe that that is the source that we all came from. That is source, and that is divinity. If you want to say that is God, even to me, that is just love. The highest possible frequency, vibration, and light that exists in our universe. So the heart chakra in a balanced space is open to both giving love, to receiving love, to allow that space to flow through the rest of your body and carry that love with you everywhere you go. Your energy, your aura precedes you. Before you ever even get into a building, your field is getting into there. And your heart is your electromagnetic center for your body. So it is emanating more energy than any other space in your body, any other body part, more than your brain, more than the whole digestive tract, more than the skin. The heart is the energetic center. And with that open and empowered, that heart, that love energy is coming off of you, around you, and will actually affect anybody, everything that you come in contact with and are around. So to me, the heart chakra can present as imbalanced in a few different ways. I would say firstly is a closing off of your heart to that giving and receiving love, a shell or barrier, just some kind of wall that you put up to not allow it in or out because you've learned it to be too painful and it might not be worth opening up to you in your mind, that you've convinced yourself that that's true and that that's your story. Another way is if you are easily, often, and quickly falling in love with new people. You get into a new relationship and before you know it, you're wondering what she might sound like with your last name. You know that there could be an overactivity that is seeking the love. It's so active, it's wanting more love, and it's just an imbalanced space where not as open to freely just give it without expectation of return or reciprocation, or that anybody else needs to be any different than the way that they are to get your love. And to be able to release that and living in that really pure space of embodying the love, living from the heart space, you'll find that it will flow freely and consistently in both directions. So knowing you don't need to force anything. If something isn't there, you can let it go with love. Some ways that you can go about supporting the heart chakra, balancing the heart chakra, opening the heart chakra is similar to the solar plexus. You just start loving on yourself in ways that really feel good and nourishing to you. You can take yourself out, give yourself a nice spa day, a bath, eat your favorite foods, like love on yourself, tell yourself encouraging, loving things. Write some affirmation cards, write yourself a love note. There's some ways that you can really start being in that energy and that essence, even if you're not in a relationship. And some other ways that you can start empowering that space too is just finding some relationships, even if not with humans. Like if you can connect in deeply in a loving space with an animal or with your plants or whatever, whomever, whatever you want to connect with in that way that feels good for you, then do that. And that can be a safe space for you to continue to express and explore and expand and evolve, growing your heart chakra, lighting it even brighter, sending that love out even further, and just being able to embody it further and share it with people everywhere you go. Next up, we have the throat chakra. The throat chakra is everything related to communication, everything around expression. As you would imagine, a balanced throat chakra allows free, clear, authentic, open communication. And it can come through like blocked in a lot of different ways. I would say a more overactive throat chakra can be more dominant in conversations, really more aggressive, almost looking for altercations or conflicts with people, or not being able to listen in a conversation, just speaking over people, always needing to get the last word or be heard all the time, be the center of every kind of conversation that they are in, or whatever room that they're in. They need to make their voice and presence known. So if that is you, might be something to look into and pump in the brakes just a little bit. It's great, you have your voice, but also balance. Another space of imbalance in the throat chakra will be the opposite end of things, more underactive. And this could be presenting as a shyness. You don't feel like you can actually be in your voice fully, and it can come through like difficulty expressing boundaries, your wants, your desires, your needs, and everything around that, just letting other people speak for you and tell you your truth, and not being able to speak up for yourself when you feel like you really want to or know that you should. So those are a few signs that I would look for as far as an underactive throat chakra. And some ways to support the throat chakra. My favorite is humming. Just actually humming, letting your internal resonance, your unique resonance, vibrate through your throat, through your chest, through your body. One of the best ways to do this is plugging your ears, because you can feel that up through your head and really connect in with it more. You could even do it in the bathtub or in a pool or something if you have one of those available. You can take a breath in, plug the ears, and hum. Just find yourself. And you can go as long and as loud as you want, and you'll know when it's your natural resonance, because there's not going to be any pushing of the pitch up or down or trying to move it anywhere. Just let the hum come through and let the energy move. Let the blocks open up and release, and you'll feel the resonance go deeper and further into your body, and you'll just continue to open up and support your throat for clear and open and empowered communication and expression. One more way that I would recommend strengthening in opening your throat chakra is finding people that you are comfortable and happy to communicate with. And whether that is yourself or a loved one, or again, an animal or a plant, whoever this might be for you, where you can actually just be yourself, then find more time to be yourself in that expression. Another great way to empower your throat chakra is journaling. It's kind of an energetic voice, your internal voice being expressed through paper. So if you can get into the practice of journaling to help clear the mind and express yourself, that's another great way. And moving on up the body onto another one of my favorite chakras, this is the third eye chakra. So this is everything around vision. So your ability to perceive your path in life, where you are going towards, what you are working on, ability to see goals, set goals, maintain that clarity, focus, and vision, and work towards them. To me, a healthy, balanced, and illuminated third eye also opens vision to these other realms. The spiritual realms, the energetic realms, and vision beyond the physical, perception beyond the physical. So opening the third eye can be a different kind of experience for everybody, can be seen, felt, and perceived many, many different ways. But we're going to talk about a few things you can do to support opening the third eye and what it looks like when it's a little bit more suppressed or even overactive. So getting into an imbalanced third eye can show us a few things. If it is underactive, it's going to be a limiting of the vision, of your ability to see the future, like I said, to see situations for what they really are, to see the reality and the truth of things and people and situations. You can get tricked easily. You can get conned. You don't really see the distortion here and the layers and the lies and the levels, any kind of propaganda and manipulation, things that are being sent your way to potentially be programming your conscious or subconscious mind. You'll be allowing that in a way because you don't perceive anything is even happening. When you start to open your third eye and really start to see what's going on, things become a lot more clear. An overactive third eye is a different kind of thing, because imagine that you are seeing these other realms more than the physical realm. Imagine you are seeing all of these spirits, these entities, these beings, whether they be angels, demons, ancestors, or something else in between, or far, far away. Whatever and whoever is really around and there in the moment, usually imperceptible. Imagine that they would always be perceptible. And in that state, it can be very difficult to operate in this third dimensional reality, on this planet, in this body. So being kind of addicted and hooked to these high-level spiritual experiences or these transcendent experiences can be one of the ways that you're presenting as an imbalance, an overactivity in the third eye, not really being grounded in where we are now. So some ways to support the third eye. Firstly, I would recommend filtering your water. You can get a Brita water filter or whatever really works for you. But that's the first place to start for me, because we are mainly water beings. And the water that comes through sometimes has some chemicals and heavy metals that might be in there, and they're actually going to be affecting our third eye. There is a calcification process that can happen over time, and it can be harder to send energy there and really enliven and empower and illuminate the third eye if it's closed down and has these poisons and chemicals and other things coming through our water supply. So first, get yourself a filter. Secondly, some mindfulness and meditation and some breath work. You can take a moment away from everything external that's going to be catching your vision and your attention. So clearing that, find yourself some space. Close your eyes, find yourself in the center of your mind, and you can breathe up into it. Take a big breath in. Pull some energy up the body into your mind, and bringing it up with each of your breaths. As you find there's a bit of energy and current moving in there, you might feel a little bit of pressure or tingles or some cold or even heat sometimes. But doing some work like this every day, bringing your attention, your intention to this space, and working with your breath to help bring energy in there as well, is a great way to start strengthening your third eye. Working with your meditation, you can listen to binaural beats or different frequencies. You can search here on YouTube, or if you get on SoundCloud, any of these music apps or platforms, there's going to be plenty, because frequencies can do a lot for all of the chakras, but third eye specifically, it can be a good one to listen to while you're falling asleep to help with enhanced dream states, another place where you'll want this open vision. And lastly, we're going to wrap up with the crown chakra. The crown chakra is located just above the top of the head, and this is, in my perception, the real connection back into source. So the crown chakra in a balanced space leaves us really knowing that we have that connection with the divine, with our inner divinity, that there is a good balance between internal power and external power or guidance. Kind of knowing our path in life, what we're here for, our gifts, abilities, our dharma. We are connected to the spiritual and energetic realms as well. Yeah, an open crown chakra is a beautiful thing because there's a lot of peace that comes from this space being really opened and illuminated and connected in with. When the crown chakra is imbalanced, it can show up a few different ways. To me, an underactive crown chakra just leaves you in a space of feeling disconnected, maybe lost in life, not sure of your purpose or your path, feeling like you're alone, just disconnected from source, from God, the universe, disconnected from humanity. You're just feeling maybe isolated or detached in a lot of these ways. So that could be one sign. There is some underactivity throughout the crown chakra. And another space of imbalance is the overactivity, similar to what I was saying with the third eye, just basically getting lost, being so open and staying there at as often as possible, maybe if not all the time, but completely living in the clouds, up in the ether with no ability to, ground yourself. So pretty much impossible to hold a job, like get a stable place to live, have a solid relationship, anchor some things in, ground some things in, create into the physical. It's just that overactivity where you can't even bring the energy down from the crown. You get lost in it, just floating around. And that might feel awesome, and maybe that's what you want, and maybe that is your path in life. And if it is, then enjoy floating around. Sounds kind of nice. So some ways to support the crown chakra. I would say firstly, just opening yourself up to the idea that there are these other realms, that there is much more to us than just the skin that we are in and we embody. There is a much more extensive history to where we came from, and a lot more that we're going to get to beyond this single lifetime. So if you can integrate and embody that idea and understanding, then you'll start to open more to these experiences and this deeper, more profound connection into source or spirit or God, however you see and say that. And I would also say that just diving deeper into meditation, into your mindfulness practices, again, finding solitude to allow yourself to go into these spaces, into these higher spaces where you aren't being distracted by everything in the physical. I mean, there's always a space for balance because we are both. We are humans, we are spirits, we are divine, and we are still mortal. And there's a lot of these pieces that sometimes need their own space and compartment to be fully realized and experienced. So giving yourself that space to meditate, to go deep, and to go high. And we can have all of these things if you find that there's an imbalance really in any of these chakras, any of these areas in your life are coming up and showing that they want some support. You always have the option to support yourself. You also have the option to find facilitators, other people who can provide you some knowledge or experience or actual hands-on work to support you energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally. So remembering that you're not alone, you can, and I advise you to do some work with yourself to get to know yourself on a deeper, more intimate, more profound, more comprehensive level. But also opening the door for help is also one of the most potent pieces of advice that I can give you. It has helped me immensely in many areas. Truthfully, that's how I got into Reiki. So I am a Reiki master now. I do this energy work with people, helping clear, balance, open, and illuminate their chakras and their whole energy system and aura, their field, as much as I can. So if you are interested in working with me, in having a reading, gaining a deeper understanding of where you are at this moment in time, maybe provide you with some more practices or exercises, some things that you can do in your daily life to help support your growth and your path. Or if you want to dive deeper into a one-on-one session where I actually fully go into each of the chakras one by one, clear what's ready to go, bring in some new energy, some higher frequencies, raise the vibe, and leave you in a more spacious, peaceful, calm, relaxed, loving, receptive, empowered space. I am taking new clients all the time, really people that feel called to work with me, that feel that there's a resonance here, that feels deeply that they are ready to do the work, ready to start letting go of these old stories, these old patterns, these habits, these traumas, these self-limiting beliefs, anything that's ready to go, and whoever's ready to, ask for a helping hand. This is the work that I do, so opening the door to anybody that does feel called to work with me. You can find my website down below where you can set up a booking with me, either a consultation or you can just hop into a session if you really feel strongly about diving right in. Also, I'll have links to my other socials down below on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to be creating new videos here weekly, covering all different kinds of topics just like this, providing some guided meditation, some sound healing, more conversations around Reiki and energy work. So make sure to subscribe, leave a comment if you have questions or ideas about future videos, hit the bell for notifications, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Sending you all so much love, so much light. Love you all.
Action.
Action. Hi, welcome. This is YouTube. You probably already know that because you clicked on YouTube. So, welcome. If you've been here for a while, glad you're still here. Good to have you. Season 1.
Life with Robert.
Is Chakra Talk.
Chakra Chakra.
Chakra Chakra. We're going to start a chakratocracy.
Oh boy. Chakratocracy?
Yeah, chakratocracy.
What is it?
It's like a democracy or a meritocracy, but it's a chakratocracy.
Mm-hmm.
So we just run off the energetics. That's really all it is.